Hey everyone, I'm Lillian.
And I'm Felipe.
We are the Postmodern Family.
We are Americans living in the UK, living a traditional life.
We make 3 new videos a week, so we encourage you to subscribe to our channel.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Today we're going to share with you a list of 10 top children's films that we let our children watch.
Yeah!
Number 1 is The Sound of Music.
Number 2 is Sleeping Beauty.
Number 3, It's a Wonderful Life.
Number 4, Pinocchio.
Number 5, Snow White.
Number 6, Cinderella.
Number 7, Torchlighters.
Number 8, The Little Princess with Shirley Temple.
Number 9, The Incredibles.
And number 10, VeggieTales. All right, so what's your favorite film out of this list?
There's too many good ones.
My favorite is The Sound of Music.
I was going to say that, yeah.
It's our number 1 go-to film. It's also like 2.5 hours long or something.
Yeah.
So it's a nice long watch, like to keep people entertained, to keep the girl entertained.
The question is, should parents be diligent in filtering the content their children watch? And I think many parents don't have the time, the energy, the willingness, the desire, the wherewithal to be on top of this.
Yeah.
I think and I don't, to an extent, blame them. I can understand the tiresomeness, the fatigue, the being at your wit's end with children and just plopping them in front of a TV and saying, just watch this, get out of my hair for a minute and let me recover my senses. So I get all that, but at the same time, I think the mistake being made there is that you just don't realize that the content children are consuming is shaping their life.
One reason why we delved into researching and finding films that are good for our children is because we don't have conventional television programs. Like you just flip a channel and they'll just keep rolling and rolling.
That is to say, we don't have the BBC.
We don't. Yeah. Or anything else.
Or ITV or any, we don't pay for any TV whatsoever.
Because of that, you know, we can't put CBeebies on and then let the children watch for like hours on end, and whatever program rolls on, scrolls on is what they're watching.
We only have content that we've purchased.
Yeah, so that's why we had to look into it. So a lot of this came from our youth, and like, for example, Cinderella, I watched that when I was young, Snow White. And
so is she just watching it because you liked it when you were a little girl?
No, so we liked it, so then that's what caused us to watch it again as adults, to evaluate if it's good content or not. And then some of them were not good content. For example, we don't really like Beauty and the Beast very much anymore. So, and there's we don't really want to go too far into that, but yeah, that was something that I loved growing up. I loved Beauty and the Beast. I played Belle in the 5th grade musical. You know, I got to be the soloist, but now I don't think it's really content that we want our daughter to watch quite a lot. Anyway, so Sound of Music is number 1 because it's got great music and it's got this beautiful traditional looking family. Like,
when you say traditional looking, you mean to say that it's white?
No, that they aim to have 2 parents and children. That he wanted, even though he was widowed, he wanted his children to have a mother, and that is so important. We cannot emphasize how important it is to have both parents when raising children. It's got beautiful songs and a wonderful story, and it has this beautiful patriotism that is held, like about being Austrian and not submitting, kowtowing to the communism and socialism. To socialists.
National socialism, yeah. To
the Nazis.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not socialist.
No, it's National Socialism. It's National Socialism. It's not socialism!
Okay, sorry. I'm clearly American. That's what I said.
Oh, your American education is showing.
Anyway, that's number 1. Sleeping Beauty is actually a movie that I think I watched when I was very young.
Hold on, I wanted to say something about The Sound of Music.
Sorry. Yes.
I think The Sound of Music is one of those that's good for boys and girls because On the one hand, you have Floorline Maria,
Fräulein.
who just exudes beauty of spirit. The singing, the comment that the captain made is that she brought music back into the house, which is to say she brought beauty into the house and nurturing and tenderness, and that is the gift of the female sex. And at the same time, it's good for boys because the captain is very honorable and very patriotic and willing to lay down his life and sacrifice and risk everything for his country and for his family. He's very outward looking in his stature. He knows who he is, and he's willing to defend that from outside attacks. And then Floorline Marie is very inward looking and nurturing and make sure tenderness is in the house. That's
Cool.
why it's the favorite one, I think.
Second favorite?
Second favorite for me, I think it would have to be Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. A lot of people, especially modern feminists, hate Sleeping Beauty and as well as Cinderella because the female roles do very little. Like they're victims and then they need to be saved, and that's what people don't like about it. The prince,
who initially you don't really know that much about him in the first half of the story, and he's more characterized by the obsession of his father to marry him off, right? But then he
falls in love with her in the forest.
Yeah, in the forest.
And he decides he will marry her, even though he doesn't know that she's the princess, the
that's
future
right.
queen. Yeah, so but the admiral thing, the thing I love about him is he gets equipped with the sword of truth and the shield of, I don't know, honor or something. And
shield of virtue, I think.
Yeah, it's just like amazing words. And then they also talk about that Maleficent is like, and she even says about herself, the forces of evil, and she's like laughing, right? Like, yes, there is real, true good and evil, and this is the battle between good and evil, and he's fighting evil with truth.
And the thing that's interesting is that she decides when she captures him not to kill him, but to torture him with the truth that, oh, you'll never marry the one you love. And she's out there. She could have just easily killed him. But it's the true nature of evil to drag out the punishment and the vileness, in a sense.
So yeah, so those are portraying beautiful characters, beautiful people. And then I do want to mention for the Christians out there, I don't know how many of you guys are actually Christian, is Torchlighters series. The Torchlighters series is all about Christian martyrs and Christian missionaries, and we just love them. They're amazing stories, and they are so accurate with their accents and the portrayals of the people. And it's a cartoon, and yeah, our children love it.
And then I think the last one I want to comment on is on The Incredibles, because this movie spans a time in my life from before I was Christian till after I was Christian, and I still like it. It's one of those few movies that survived that transition. And I think before I became a Christian, I liked the movie because the family called The Incredibles, the father makes these comments about how terrible it is that we idolize mediocrity or we accept it. How we give trophies to 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Everyone gets a trophy. That no one is honored for being distinct in their success and their achievement because it can be offensive to somebody. And I think this is where it appealed to me because I was a follower of the philosophy called objectivism, which was created by the philosopher novelist Ayn Rand. And it was a philosophy that is diametrically opposed to Christianity and elevates self-interest, what's called rational self-interest. And so I thought, in a sort of Nietzschean, Randian perspective, this movie is all about the man, the hero, and how he should rule. He should rule society. The great man should rule society, and he shouldn't be impeded because only he is competent enough to ensure the survival and flourishing of society. Now, clearly, I'm not Nietzschean or Randian any longer, but the movie takes on a different significance to me. So I don't think the movie itself says Nietzsche is right, Nietzsche was right, the strong man should rule society. I think the movie says you shouldn't erase the differences between mediocrity and greatness, okay, as a principle. And the thing that stands out to me from the villain is that if everyone is super, then no one is. You see? So that basically levels the ground.
And that's what he wanted.
That's what he wanted. He wanted the leveling of the ground. And that's very much in the spirit of the age today, of cultural Marxism, which is that there are all these victim societies, victim groups, and life is about rectifying and leveling and bringing justice so that everyone has their just portion. And so that still made it to my Christian life. What I do appreciate about the movie now as a Christian that I didn't appreciate before is the fact that Mr. Incredible goes through his own transition in life. So he was a hero, then they went into hiding. He hated his life in hiding. It was insufferable. So then he started moonlighting as a superhero because he missed it so much. But that put his family at risk, and his wife reminded him that, look, this whole thing, we started a family. Being a man is about the family, not about your selfish interest in reliving the past. And when he's captured, and then when his family is captured, he's like, I can't stand losing you, the thought of losing you. And that was really good.
So this is why everyone should try to have a family, try to have kids.
Yeah.
Because it really changes your life.
It humbles a man, yeah.
And it changes your priorities around it. Hopefully it makes the boys who seem to never get out of the mentality of being boys, it changes them into a man. Because they have to start thinking outside of themselves.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Do leave comments, suggestions for movies and shows that you think our children should watch, primarily focusing on developing virtue, character, strength, innocence, purity, etc. Not just, oh, isn't this fun?
Oh, don't they just love it?
Oh, they just love it. I put it in and he just loved it.
Check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/thepostmodernfamily for some exclusive access to us.
Become a patron at patreon.com/thepostmodern. Did you? All right. Buy some t-shirts at teespring.com/the-postmodern-family.
Thanks for watching. Bye.